Hello, my name is Donald Harper, and I will be going over the scenarios for the class. Scenario one talked about being spread too thin while watching their children in a rag caught on fire. My response to this would be there are times in life where it gets overwhelmed and it's hard to multitask. If you feel that there's a safety issue going on, um, don't be afraid to have the meal later on, or just understand as well that accidents do happen. That would be my advice to that one. Scenario two, um, the girl's talking about how the guy that she was with wanted to be in a relationship, but he broke up with her, and now she's questioning if he ever really wanted to be with her. I'm sure this is something that a lot of people go through. I personally have also gone through this when somebody breaks up with you and there's no really given reason, and you start having those doubts. Just know that you are worth it, and he wasn't just playing you. Um, in my thought on that, my opinion. Scenario three doesn't like to tell her husband the same thing over and over again, such as all the towels on the floor. This is something that I feel that a lot of guys go through. I personally go through this a lot with my wife, not on purpose, but I get a lot of things repeated to me as well. My advice to this one would just simply be just understand that everyone's trying, and this isn't just about husbands. This could also go for the wives as well. Just understand that they are trying, and some people do forget about things, and something as simple as a towel on the floor, especially, would be forgotten, unfortunately. But just know that everyone's trying, and we're a team. It's a team effort to give all you can to pull your weight. Scenario four, understands that drinking isn't right, but everyone else is doing it. So he started to drink with his friends and has a thought process that he will just quit cold turkey after high school. My advice to this is don't drink. Don't fall to the peer pressure. Understand that whether you're religious or not, there are things that we should and should not do. And alcoholism, especially underage alcoholism, is not cool, like some of the kids say, and end up, unfortunately, in disaster a lot of the time. Roommates are frustrating and no one's helping out and pulling their own weight. My response is this scenario five would be kind of like how it was on the second scenario. Just understand that everyone's doing their best. I would just talk to your roommates about some ground rules, maybe in the house, or maybe put up a chore chart. I know that we're talking about college roommates here, so a chore chart is kind of childish, but understand that there are other things that people think of and they think are a higher priority than a chore. So I would just communicate and don't talk behind their back as best you can. Scenario six, treated differently at work and feels like she's getting special treatment, and she has three boys at home. She was also giving extra PTO, I believe it was. My advice to this one is maybe talk to the boss and say that you're a little uncomfortable and you feel like there is special treatment. And if they're not able to help you out, then move on to HR, to the higher ups. Because if you are feeling like they are not necessarily taking advantage of you, but that they're giving you a special treatment over someone else, then I would totally speak out, especially if you're uncomfortable with it. And bravo to you for working with your three kids at home. And the final scenario seven, the oldest is spoiled but feels like that's not true, or the oldest is spoiled but feels like that's not true. So that's the thought process people have. The oldest child is spoiled. I can say firsthand that the oldest child is not spoiled. I am the oldest child in my family, and unfortunately, I feel like it's the opposite of being spoiled. I would tell them exactly my thoughts on this is understand that you are the example. That does not make you spoiled. That means that you are the guinea pig sometimes. That's why my mom liked to call me over my brother, just because things that she did with me, she did differently with him. But I do not believe that the oldest child is spoiled. I feel like in a correct family household, of course, you can't always show um, enough love to everyone else because there's so many children to go around and so much love to give. But I would just treat everyone as equal. And whether they're old or they're the middle child, the youngest, they are all essentially your babies. And just love them all. Thanks so much.